Thank you. Okay, so first I'm going to go ahead and I want to thank everybody for joining me. As y'all can tell, probably I'm a nervous wreck because this is my first time hosting a Zoom. But my name is Bambi Miller, and I have been with Singular for 3 years. I got started for the weight loss and energy, and but I gained so much more, uh, better sleep, less migraines, daily headaches that I was having at the time. I signed up as a partner when I got started because I had three family members that were signing with me, and it just made sense to go ahead and do that. At the time, they were having a quick start bonus of 200 because it was a promo. So all I needed was one more person, and I was able to get that $200 quick start bonus. I had no intentions in promoting or selling, but when I started seeing the results in my first 8 days, which was 6 pounds, 6 3/4 inches, but the main thing was the energy level and the sleep that was better and the headaches that were better. I couldn't help share, really share and get paid for it. So I keep children, a little bit about me is I keep children in my home 4 days a week, and they keep me busy. So I know that you educators know how busy a day with kids can be. And y'all have way more than I do, and I'm able to share and post and reach out to people about our amazing health and wellness, just by fitting it in the nooks and crannies of my day. Um, for those of you that don't know, I have a few teachers that are joining me tonight, and they're going to share their stories. So first, you will meet Jan and Greg Berg, and then you are going to meet Melissa McKelvin and family and I love this company because so thank y'all for joining and sharing your story. Jan and Greg, do y'all mind telling everybody about your business story and your journey so far?
Sure. Can you guys hear us okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So we're Greg and Jan, and we looked at this about 6 years ago. A friend of mine had shared it, and I just kind of watched her. I watched for about 5 months, and I was like not in a place that I was ready to get started. And then we were in Hawaii on vacation, getting ready to go to the beach, and I'm like, I have got to do something. My shorts weren't fitting, my suits weren't fitting. And I was struggling with migraines. I have hypothyroid, so I was dealing with migraines, not sleeping more than a couple hours at night. And of course, being a high school teacher, dealing with high school kids and having migraines, not a great combination. And so she asked me again at just the right time. It got started, and I started for weight loss. In my 8 days, I dropped 8.5 pounds, and then went on to lose 30. But I realized really quickly that I wasn't having any more migraines. My joints didn't hurt. I could sit crisscross with my grandkids on my lap with no issues, and I was sleeping like a baby at night. And so just those changes for me were huge. Well, people started noticing and they started asking. And and so I'm going to let Greg tell his story first, and then we'll talk about the business part of it. But yeah, so it was working right away.
Yeah, so I watched her for about 45 days because I'm a football coach, and it was football season, and I was like, coaches meetings, we go out to eat, we do all the different things. I'll just wait till after the season to get started. But after her first 45 days, the results she got were so great that I said, oh, I'm not going to wait. So my 8 days, I lost 11.5 pounds, over a dozen inches, went on to lose 60 pounds by Christmas. And, and so just, it's just awesome. I had never been able to have those kind of results in the past.
So the business part of it, we were looking, as teachers, we love to travel, and living on a teacher's salary, we were not, there were certain things we couldn't do. And so we just started taking on extra jobs. So I was teaching night classes at the junior college. I was teaching online classes. He was coaching. We were running concession stands. We were doing every extracurricular thing we could at school as teachers, working summer school, all the things. And, still just, constantly struggling to do the things we wanted to do. And so I went to an event in St. Louis in October, And I saw just ordinary people walking across stage getting handed a $500 cash envelope, a $1,000 cash envelope. And I was like, these are ordinary people. And if they can do it, then we can do it. And I called home to Greg and I just said, he was coaching, of course, so he wasn't with. And I just said, this is an opportunity we've been looking for. It's cash in our pocket. It's not a discount on products. We don't have to inventory products. We don't have to do all those kinds of things. And the people are amazing. And we felt accepted right away, and the community was amazing. And so in 3 short months, we were able to replace all of that extracurricular income. And we realized right then that we had something that we could either, we were hard workers. We were farm kids, grew up farm kids in North Dakota. And so we were used to working hard and doing all kinds of extra things. And so we had no problem working hard. And so when we realized how easy it was to share what works, and here's the thing, people are always sharing about restaurants they go to, movies they see, all those things. So why wouldn't you share about something that's working for you and something that you feel really, really good with? And so we just started sharing, and pretty soon we realized, like I said, it was, it was amazing. And within 18 months, we had created walkaway income. And so,
really, when we got started, when she came home, I'm a hard-headed Norwegian that's very, very skeptical. So I was like, yeah, okay, everything sounds good and you're all fired up, but I want some answers. So I did a little bit of research and we got on a call with Lacey Friend, who's our mentor. And so I asked Lacey a
He's fixing to
million.
eat all that food.
Let's see, I want to find you one. Okay, well. There's the
I
big
asked
Texan.
Lacey a
Rupert
million
Simmons,
million
Steak and
questions.
Amarillo.
well, we have somebody unmuted. Can you guys check your phones for unmute? Thank you.
So Lacey answered all the questions and I just said, look, and she told us what rank she was at that point. Now, of course, she's a silver ambassador, but she told us what rank she was at, and I had the comp plan in front of me, and I looked at the level that she was talking about, and I'm like, I want that money. So having been a football coach for many years at that point, I coached. I actually don't coach anymore. I coached for 38 years on the sidelines. And I just said, man, here we go. We just tell us what to do. We know how to work. So just tell us the work we got to put in and we'll do it. And so she just guided us and she kept things simple and said, do these things. And we followed a little, kind of like what the corporation has put out to us now for this checklist, but she gave us a checklist and if part of that checklist said do 3 things, I said if 3 is good, then 4 or 5 is better. So we always did just a little bit more. And we just worked and we just trusted and we just had the faith that what she was telling us that, and I said, don't hold back any punches. If you see something that we're not doing, I want you to tell me, even if it's hard. I said, I'm a grown adult. Just tell me. Because I'm used to telling kids on the field, telling kids in the classroom what they need to do and not accepting excuses. So that's what I want you to do to us. And we just went. And 18 months later, like Jan said, we created optional income, and she didn't go back to teaching that fall. And then the next year, then I came home. So
one of the greatest things that we love the community of people because everybody's so willing to help. And we, as coaches, we've always been, we've coached and been athletes our entire life. And so we always set goals. We knew how to set goals. We always do that every single month, every single week. We have a business meeting between the 2 of us in the morning for our goals for the day. So we know where we're going. We've set those goals, so we know what we're going after, but we earn 10 all expense paid trips for 2. And guys, we love to travel and we love, we go to Hawaii every summer. That was kind of our gift to ourselves after having to deal with teenagers for the whole year. And so we love to travel. And so when we started having these trips that are all expenses paid for 2, and all you have to do is get yourself to the airport, until you experience one of these trips, you cannot even imagine. I mean, like to have your pillow, your bed rolled down and chocolates on your pillow and, things like that done for you, to have gifts on your bed when you come in, for any of the trips that we're on. There's always a couple of different nights where they bring things in and you come into your room and you've got these gifts laying on your bed. Before you leave on the trips, you've got a whole box of goodie bags that they send with you to make sure, like on our Founders Club, we've got a beach bag and cover-ups and hats and just all kinds of, good things. And, but they always go above and beyond and just make you feel really special. And then when you're on these trips and getting to rub arms and elbows with, other people that have goals and are going after things is truly something that, here's the thing. I was telling somebody, I said, I was a teacher for 30 some years, and I have just a handful of friends that I go spend any time with from the teaching world. And I spend more time with people that I met in this business in the last 6 years. We have a couple of couples that we are extremely good friends with from this business. And had we not had this business opportunity and had they not said yes, we wouldn't have been here. And so here's the thing too about saying yes, is we are so grateful that there was a person between Lacey and us. We are so grateful that she had the foresight to ask us and was brave enough to ask us, because I know a lot of times people say, well, they don't need it, or they, whatever. And she didn't judge. She just gave it to us, and then we had to make the decision to start. But we are just so grateful that she said yes and that Lacey said yes, because think about where we'd all be if those things hadn't happened and if the person hadn't reached out to you to share. And you really have something. There's someone out there looking for you, and they're looking for you to offer this up to them, and I always say, our job is not to get people involved. Our job is to offer it to them, let them know we have the opportunity, let them know the world needs to know about Zingular. When we hear about a company, and if you say the name Zingular, everybody should know that we are a health and wellness business that offers hope and opportunity. And so we just need to be shouting it from the rooftops so that people know. So anything else you want to add? And that's it for us, guys. Thanks for asking us, and super excited to share with you guys.
Thank you, Jen and Greg. Okay, so now Melissa McKelvin is going to share her journey and her story with us.
Hey guys, I'm Melissa McKelvin, and I am so excited to share this with you. I am so thankful that someone shared it with me, and I'm so thankful that I was so sick and tired of being sick and tired. There is no tired like teacher tired. And I had just come to the end of my rope. I was exhausted coming home from school on the couch at 4 o'clock. People ask, what's for dinner? I don't care, whatever you can find, whatever. Who wants to do the laundry? Who wants to do vacuuming, dishes, all the things? I did not. I was spent, done. I am so thankful that I reached out because I saw someone that looked just like me, who also was a teacher just like me, and they had found relief from all of the things. So here's what happened. I ordered my kit. It came in on January 2nd, 2019. I started my very first 8-day jumpstart. So what does that look like? For teachers, it's very different because, we go to the restroom when we can. So I made sure that I front loaded water before I went to school so that I could go to the restroom before kids came in. And every single break I had, I was front loading water 30 minutes before that break so I could go to the restroom maybe twice in a break, because I wanted to make sure I got the maximum results possible. And I was dehydrated, y'all. Not only did I need these products, I needed water. Oh my gosh, we are the world's worst. And the other thing that I did that was so amazing for myself is I refused to go to the teacher workroom. I don't know if you've been in one, but they have lots of things that should not go in your mouth. And so I just disregarded going there altogether. But then what I found out was I didn't even want it. So that was amazing. Day 5, I was like a whole new creature. I had energy, came home, cooked dinner, did the dishes, all the things. My husband's like, who are you? What have you done with my wife? So I had a whole new release on life. I lost 11 pounds and 14 inches in just 8 days, my very first jumpstart, and was like, I don't know what's in this, but I'm going to keep taking it because I cannot imagine my life without it. So fast forward at a week later, I think it was, I was sharing my results on Facebook because that's what we do. We share everything. I shared and had so many people reach out to me, and I was given the opportunity to help my friends. So I wasn't selling anything because I ain't got time for another job. I'm a teacher. So I started sharing. I hooked them up with my coach. Super simple. She shared all the information, sent my link. I got the enrollment. I got money in my pocket. I was like $800 richer by the end of the month. Who is a teacher and does not need $800 in a month? Right now, if you signed up tonight and got your link and you shared with 5 friends, you can get $1,100 before Halloween. Who wants that? I do. So I'm going to tell you right now, it is the time for you to get on board. You know, an entire school full of teachers that are tired, they're stressed, they don't have time for anything, and they are just exhausted. Get them on the phone with the friend that invited you to this Zoom, and let's share the opportunity with them as well, because Christmas is coming, y'all. Not only Christmas coming, but after that, spring break is coming. Hey, y'all, summer's coming. Who wants to go on a trip? I'm a teacher. I'm all about trips. Just like Jan and Greg were talking about, I live for going on trips. So if you are a teacher and you want to make some real money, you want to go on trips, but you want to share with people and help them feel better, because, oh my gosh, if I did not have these products, I don't know how I would survive life as a teacher. So I'm going to suggest that you get with your person, regardless if you know anybody that needs this or not, because you need this. You need to do it for yourself. And I love this company. I love that we have an entire community of people that support one another. We are not in competition with each other. We want everyone to win. And I don't know about you, but that's the kind of community I want to be a part of, and I want you to be a part of it with us. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Melissa. I appreciate you jumping on. Okay, so now Andra Ramsey is going to speak and tell us a little bit about her, and then she's going to close it out for us tonight.
Awesome, you guys. Well, I would love to see in the chat right now, while I am pulling something up that I want to show you guys. First of all, I am also a former teacher, and I was asked to jump on tonight, and the person that asked me who couldn't be on didn't even know that I had taught. I had taught for 30 years. I was an administrator. I always say I did every single job title
It's being recorded, so that's good.
Except for counselor, nurse, and custodian. And those are like official titles, right? But outside of being a teacher, we always are a custodian, a nurse, and also a counselor. It's just part of the job. That's just what we do. And so it was just really cool that she asked me to jump on tonight, and she had forgotten all about that I'd actually been a teacher. And so just like what you guys heard tonight from other people, I was also like Melissa.
I guess I forgot. I forgot it wasn't.
So that's me exactly. When I heard her saying that, I was like, oh my gosh, I could totally relate. My little story is that, I had 5 surgeries in 1 calendar year before I got started, and I was miserable. I had a total knee replacement. I had a bilateral double mastectomy. I had some urology stuff going on. I was also dealing with perimenopause. I was 51, and I felt so old. And when Melissa said her husband walked in the door and was like, wait a minute, where's my wife? Where did she go? My husband had the same exact reaction. So I was like, wait a minute, I thought I was the only one that had a husband that did that. 3 days in, he says to me, well, I know you're doing something different. I don't know what you're doing, because I didn't tell him what I was doing. And he says, but whatever it is, I really like it. Can I do it too? So I was really excited about that, because whenever we can have our spouses either in support of what we're doing or want to be a part of it, whether it is actually jumping all in or just being that encourager, it really makes a great difference. But I am going to ask you guys if your students have ever said to you things like, Mrs. Ramsey, you just seem kind of tired. Mrs. Ramsey, are you okay today? Mrs. Ramsey, it just something seems a little off. And then that script flips and they say, Mrs. Ramsey, you look so happy today. Mrs. Ramsey, you look so pretty. And then the girls who don't want to say the wrong thing, and they're like, Mrs. Ramsey, you must have you've gotten to go shopping. And that's their nice way of saying you've dropped 25 pounds and you look like a different lady. That's just how teenagers are. They try to be so nice about it. So that's really what happened for me, is that I dropped 25 pounds. You guys can hear a little one in the back because I actually am a professional nanny now. But I dropped 25 pounds in 6 weeks, held steady for quite some time. Life got a little crazy. I retired because of this business after 18 months. I want to say that again. I retired because of me saying yes, because of this business. After 18 months, because I far exceeded my administrative salary working part-time. And I just want that to sink in a minute, because we were broke. We were so broke when I started. I put it on a credit card. We had so much medical debt. We were looking at selling our home, living in a fifth wheel, parking on friends' acreage, and because we did not see a way out. And I didn't know what I didn't know, and I didn't know what I needed. So not only was I sick and tired of being sick and tired, I thought I for sure was going to have to teach till I was like 65 years old. And I loved what I did. I stopped teaching when I loved teaching, and I still love kids. That's why I'm a nanny. But when I had the opportunity to start being more of a really intentional grandmother and spend time with my grandbabies, and I knew that more were coming, there was it was a no-brainer, because I knew I could do this part-time and I could be with my grandchildren and I could be fully attentive and we could start making memories together. So that's why I jumped all in and decided to do this. And helping other people has just been a blessing. I'm now down 55 pounds. I wear a size 4, which I never thought in my wildest dreams that I would ever say that. And I definitely don't feel 57. I just did my metabolic age the other day and it said I was 27. And I was like, yes, that's the number I'm looking for. So I feel great. And I'm really excited that you guys are on tonight. I really do want to know, who all do we have that are teachers on? Like, if you're on camera, just like raise your hand. And if you're not a teacher, are you supportive of a teacher? Or maybe you're even in the first responder field, because that's another area that we see a lot of people serving others, but not necessarily serve themselves. I want to talk to you guys about how you can get started and what that looks like. I was actually looking for a picture because I wanted to show my screen so that I could just pull it up, and I am struggling with finding a picture that I wanted to show you guys, because I hate just talking at you. I want to be able to share this. Maybe this one will work. Okay, this is what I'm going to share. Because I'm a visual person, so I like to share things. Hope you guys are okay with that. This might not be the style that you're used to, but this is my style, so that's what we're doing. Fun little sound in the background. So when you guys are looking at this from the lens of taking care of yourself, we a lot of times want to think about, well, what's the best way for us to get started? But when we're looking at it for a business, we also want to look at it through the same lens. And I know as a teacher, like I said, we were broke when I got started, but I still got started with this X Advance because I wanted the best results in the shortest amount of time. And I wanted to be able to be all in, because I knew if I was all in, then I could talk to other people about it and I could make adjustments for them. I also knew I didn't need to know everything about this product. I just needed to know how good I felt and how good all my friends were feeling. That's all I cared about. And when you see those results and you feel those results, it's like you can't help but share, just like Jan and Greg talked about. So how can we actually do this? Well, right now, when you guys get started, you can turn your investment immediately into $1,328. So I know you're looking at these. These are our business starter packs right here. But right now, because our company is a thriving in profit company, 13 years in, we've actually have the best bonus structure out there. So I want you guys to think of 5, and this is so silly, but we always do things in 5s as teachers, which is so funny because so does our company. So if you think about in 5, if you can help 5 friends to pick their pack, feel great, and go help those 5 to go help 5 more, that's all you have to do. And when you do that one time, help 5, you can put $1,328 in your pocket. The really great thing is that we actually can start with a payment plan. And those of us that understand teachers, we know we get paid once a month. So you can either have a payment plan that is every couple weeks, or you could do a monthly payment plan and you get to go pick your payment, which I know for me was huge when I got started because we didn't have a payment plan. I had to do it on a credit card. You guys don't have to do that anymore. You can actually pick your plan and get your products now and pay later, which I think is really huge because we all know we're living month to month as teachers, paycheck to paycheck. So we can get a quick start bonus. We can do another bonus on top of that. But the bottom line is this: you can actually purchase this X Advanced with a payment plan for less than you can take your spouse, your friend, your mother, your sister, your brother out to dinner. We went out to dinner the other night. It was $50 like that. So you can actually start with an investment as low as going out to dinner with another person and turn that back around and be in complete profit with 5 friends that are going to get started with you. So that's really cool because we can all get our Christmas paid for. And what we recommend is really jumping in with this X Advanced. And the reason why, again, is because you will be able to see, smell, taste, and experience all of these products and know exactly what they do for you. And then you'll be able to speak to them. And it just makes things a lot easier for you to have that conversation. I also love it because this sets you up for having all levels of commission paid to you. You can get all of the bonuses, all the residual income, all of the trips, everything that you've heard people talking about tonight. That is completely opened up to you when you start with one of these 3 packs. Let's see what else I wanted to say. Oh, so let's talk about inventory. A lot of times when we have a business, we think that we need to stock our shelves. As you guys can see, I'm working my business from a kitchen table and a computer or your phone. You don't actually have to have a computer even. If you have a phone, which all of us do, then you are in business and you don't have to have any overhead. You don't have to have product on your shelves. You just use the product that you want for yourself, for you or your family. Maybe you want to share this with someone. So no inventory, no quotas, no shipping, and it's all consumable products. So we know that the wellness and the weight loss and the GLP-1 industry right now is a billion-dollar industry, and we get a little slice of that, and we get to help people do it naturally. Because I don't know if you guys agree or disagree with me, but if you have your health, but you have no income to enjoy your health, you still don't have much of a life. If you have time and income, but you don't have your health and you're not healthy enough to go enjoy that time that you have, you still do not have a fulfilled life. And we were meant for so much more than just being at home or being sick in bed. We are meant for so much more than that. So the only decision that you really have right now that you need to do tonight is decide which pack do you want to start with. That's your first step. You get signed up, you pick your pack, and then we go help you to find your 5 friends that want to do this either with you. I know we all have people that we love, we care about, and we want to share this with them and turn this into an immediate profit. So just imagine being able to have $1,300 cash, pay for Christmas, no credit cards, and no longer living that month to month, just taking a little bit of the edge off with a supplemental income. And I'm going to close out real fast here with what happened with us. We had piles and piles and piles of credit card debt, you guys. It's very hard to talk about. I finally, 5 years later, can talk about it and not cry about it. If this would not have come along, I don't think I would be married. I definitely wouldn't be living down the street from my grandchildren where I have time to go see them whenever I want. And I wouldn't have the flexibility to be able to choose the time and what I get to spend and how I get to spend my time. And not that the classroom is a bad place to be, because it's a beautiful place to be. It's wonderful. It's glorious. We get to serve children. We get to impact lives. But I want you to imagine how many lives you can impact in even a broader scale. Because if you can share this with 5 people, and they go share it with 5, and they go share it with 5, you're talking on a grander scale, thousands and thousands of people that you can impact who can be great role models for their children, their grandchildren, and their grandchildren to come. It's unlike anything that I've ever experienced. Our community is pretty darn incredible. So really the next step for you guys to do is talk with the person that invited you to this Zoom, talk with them about which one of these is your best fit, get started, grab your link for free. It's completely free, but that ends tonight. Tomorrow morning, it is not free. I'm going to say that again. It ends tonight. We have a hard deadline, but get your link for free. So that way, when it's time to exercise that link and you want to share it, you have it. You don't have to pay for it. It's already taken care of. I have so enjoyed being on here tonight. Thank you guys for joining us. I'm going to check the chat really quickly, and then I think we're just going to say goodnight. Bambi, did you want to say any last words, or are we good to say goodbye?
I think we're good. Thank you so much for doing this. And thank you everybody for joining in.
Yeah. You guys have a great night. Go talk to the person who invited you.
Thank you.
Bye.